Thank you.
So I know we've got some great questions for us here today.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you've been hearing from leaders out there that are challenges that they might be dealing with?
So we're going to dive on the deep end right off the bat. Are you ready?
I think so.
I think my peer is a narcissist. How do I know?
Okay, so narcissistic peer. Or we could also translate this to narcissistic leader. It's slightly different, but a lot of the traits are the same. So let me give you a few key traits that we know we're dealing with a narcissist. So first, narcissists only view the world in a vertical way. They don't have peers.
Are they at the top?
Well, they usually, yes, but not always.
Okay.
So they may be sitting in a situation where they're so let's say they're a senior leader and you're their peer, but you still report to the CEO.
Okay.
So one of the traits of narcissists are they are highly charming when they want to be. So what you'll see is they're very, very charming up or charming to people that they believe have a lot of power, but then to everyone else, they kind of kick down. So if they believe that they're better than others, they're going to make snide comments or they're going to try and push down. So they only view the world in verticals. They don't do peer relationships well. So one of the traits that you'll know you're dealing with a narcissistic colleague is if they won't actually treat you like an equal. They're either going to likely, if they think they're level with you, they're going to try and kick you down because they don't see you as having more power than them. So they won't be charming. They may make snide comments to you. They may make snide comments about you in front of other leaders. So they're going to try and make you look bad. So that's the first thing that is a trait. Now, that's a pretty obvious one. A lot of us have seen people do that. That doesn't, by itself, doesn't necessarily make them a narcissist. Can just make them not a nice person.
Yeah.
But the second, as we build layer in, this is where we start to see a little more of a narcissist kind of picture come to view. So the second thing that they don't do well is they really, really hate clarity. Narcissists will not drive clarity because if they drive clarity, you can hold them accountable. So they won't say, I need this. They'll make some kind of generality, and then when you don't do what they want you to do or don't deliver it, they'll say it's your fault. So they want to keep things vague enough so they can point the finger and blame you.
Interesting.
So if you say to a narcissist, hey, so exactly what are you asking for? They'll say, well, you tell me. They'll flip it back on you. They will never answer the question. So one of the ways you can tell they're more narcissistic is if every time you try and ask them for a very clear answer, they're going to be very vague or they're going to try and put you on the defensive. Well, you should know that already. They're going to do things like that to make it about you because as long as there's no clarity, they can always point the finger at somebody else. Narcissists never want the finger pointed at them. They don't want to ever be held accountable for anything. So that's the second thing you'll notice. The third thing that you'll notice will drive you crazy as a peer is that narcissists do not like to follow chain of command. So what you'll find is if you're a peer of a narcissist, they'll go directly to your direct reports or your direct reports, but they'll typically pick off one or two of your direct reports they really like, and they'll try and woo them to make it like that they're their friend. So they won't talk to you to go to your team. They'll go directly to your team. And they also love to talk to people in off hours. They don't honor boundaries well. So you'll know that even more commonly if you're working with a narcissistic leader. You'll get a lot of phone calls. They love phone calls, by the way. You'll get phone calls on the weekends and in off hours because they want to catch you off guard and they don't honor boundaries. And that's another point that is a telltale sign of a narcissist. They won't ever put anything in writing.